Now I know last draft video I said I was done addressing a lot of stuff, a lot of the questions, a lot of the complaints about certain players being in my year 2 draft class that should have been in year 1, and certain players overall as being low and not where it should be, and all of this stuff. I know I said that was my last time addressing it because I broke down in multiple videos why these players were in the positions that they were in. So I'm not going to address that necessarily. If y'all want to know why these guys are rated the way they're rated, then by all means, go take a look at my other videos, or go take a look at my last video, my last draft video, for instance, on my YouTube channel, explaining the process, because it'll let you know anything you need to know on why these players are in a second class instead of the first, or why some of these players are ranked as low as they are. This video is specifically targeted at the ones that are complaining about the QBs being low overall. So this isn't a video for you to come over here and be like, oh, this player is way low, way low. This isn't that video. Again, I won't answer or reply to any comments talking about why these players are as low as they are. This video is specifically targeting the people complaining about the low overall. So my question is, do you know how to develop? Or do you actually know how to play the game of Madden? Because if you're a skilled gamer, then you shouldn't need to have somebody an extremely high overall if they have the intangibles, if they have the attributes that you could build off of. If you feel like your gameplay or your style of play, any player you put in there would thrive, then their overall shouldn't matter. But if you feel like your skill is lacking and you need as many high overall players as possible, then I can understand your gripe. But I'm about to show you something right here to completely shoot down everybody complaining about the low overall quarterbacks or low overall players in general. Now, in my franchise, in my online franchise, the one that's being documented on my YouTube right now, the Raiders Rebuild, I don't have any of my rookie players because my first year I went out and got Malik Willis at a 63 overall because he has the attributes that I can use to build off of. And I wasn't worried about all that. I wanted to get a low overall player that I can sign to a long-term deal and then build him up so that when he becomes great, I don't have to give him an astronomical contract. And sure enough, after 1 year, I got him from a 63 to over a 90 overall in 1 year. Why? Because I'm a skilled gamer. I know I'm not the best gamer, but I'm a skilled gamer. I've been playing Madden for years. So I know how to play with players with low overalls like that. But the thing about it is I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. See, my side of the franchise is being documented, but there's other users in my league that drafted these quarterbacks that y'all are out here complaining about, and after 1 year got them developed. And that's what I'm about to show you right here. So as you're looking at it, I don't really show ratings of my draft class online because I don't need anybody sitting up here in my league having a firsthand look at what these players' overalls are or what these players' ratings are. But this is the first class. I'm working on class 3. We're in year 3 right now, so I'm not worried about all this. But this is me specifically showing you guys there's no excuse for a player having a low overall rating. It means nothing if you have skill and you know how to play the game. So say, for instance, okay, so Jalen Milroe isn't the worst. He's one of the best QBs in the class. And he's a 73 overall. To some, that might be okay. To some, that might be low. But he's a 73 overall. So log that in your memory. Jalen Milroe is a 73 overall. Now, in our online league, the Lions drafted him, and he is their quarterback, and he developed them. So then I'm going to go on to Jalen Daniels. As you can see, he's a 68 overall. Now, in our league, the Texans drafted him, and he developed them. Log this in your memory, okay? So you see, Jalen Milroe's a 73. Daniels is a 68. Then we're going to go down here to Cam Ward. This is the one a lot of people, well, him and Will Howard are the ones people complain about the most. So Cam Ward is a 65 overall. He was drafted by the Lions, and the Lions traded him to the 49ers. So the 49ers has him in our league. Now the 49ers have only had him since like week 4 or 5 in the regular season of year 2. So his development that he's done with him hasn't even been a full season. But keep that in mind, he's a 65 overall. So now we're going to go way down here to Will Howard. So Will Howard is a 61 overall. The guy I faced, or I'm not even going to say that because I'm still behind in the editing of my franchise, so I don't want to give anybody a tip. But pretty much the top tier player in our league drafted this guy. Drafted Will Howard at a 61 overall. And he developed him. He not only developed him and is so confident in his skill set as a gamer, as a user, he developed him to be the best quarterback of that draft class and then traded him right after and picked another quarterback in my following draft class that's just as low. Well, he's a 62, the guy he drafted in his second year. So take a look at this. Get a good look. All right. So Will Howard is a 61 overall. Cam Ward is a 65 overall. Jalen Daniels is a 68 overall. Jalen Milroe is a 73 overall. All right. Y'all got all that? Y'all see all that? Now let's go into my online league. Now, like I told you guys, the Giants drafted Will Howard. He developed him. And then he traded him away because he likes the challenge of being able to build and develop a low overall player, just like myself. But I only like to do it once. I don't know why he keeps doing it because he developed Duggan the first year and got Duggan. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go show that real quick. Duggan was the guy that he had first year as his QB, built him up, traded him away, then drafted Will Howard, built him up, and then traded him away. So as you can see, Will Howard was a 61 overall in my draft class. And this is after 1 year in the league of development. 88 overall. Let's go take a look at his other quarter just to show that those overalls really don't mean a lot if you have skill and you know how to play. So Max Duggan. This was his quarterback in his first year. He was about a 62, 63 overall. Got him up to 80. He might have even been a little higher than that. I'm not sure. And then traded him away. From a 62, 63 to a 87, traded him away. Then went and drafted Will Howard at a 61 overall, built him up to an 88, and traded him away. But we're not done yet. We're not done yet. So let's go take a look at Cam Ward. Cam Ward, again, 49ers didn't even draft him. The Lions drafted him and never played him because the Lions also drafted Jalen Milroe, and Jalen Milroe was his starter. Cam Ward sat on a bench because the Lions knew what he was doing. He knew people was going to want Cam Ward, so he's using him as trade bait. He was using him as a trade piece. So eventually the 49ers ended up trading for him after like week 4 or week 5. And this is what he's done with him since then. Again, his overall was a 65. And after one season, not even a full season, he's an 85. It's all about skill. Now, let's go on to, who was the next QB? So we did Will Howard. Oh, Jalen Daniels. Let's go on to Jalen Daniels, shall we? So Jalen Daniels in the draft is a 68 overall. The Texans drafted him, and he is an 85 overall after 1 year. After 1 year, 68 overall in the draft. He's got him up to 85 after one season. Finally, let's go on to the Lions, shall we? Now, again, Jalen Milroe is one of the top 3 rated quarterbacks in my draft. He's a 73 overall. But he got him up to an 87 after 1 year. So, again, it's all about skill. It's all about what you do. Like, I don't care who my quarterback is. If the quarterback has the attributes or the intangibles to be what I need him to be when I'm playing with him, pause. Then it doesn't matter because I have full faith in my style of play and my gameplay and my skill. So that's why I had to make this video to let you guys know you're going a little too hard with this whole players being rated too low. And what does that matter? If you know how to play with them and you know how to build them up, none of that should matter. If you have the skill, you should be fine. If you're lacking in skill, then I can understand that. But again, this isn't a video me breaking down why my class is the way it is. I'm done doing that. I told that the last video in detail, and I've told it multiple instances in other videos. We're not discussing that again. If you want to know why, go look at my other videos and you'll find out why those players are the way they are and in what classes they are in. This is specifically directed at the people complaining about the low overalls. If your skill is up to par, those overalls shouldn't matter. If it isn't up to par, then your point is justified. So before I get out of here, I'm just to brag on myself right quick. We're going to go ahead over here to Malik Willis. Now, his morale is down because I made a couple poor decisions at the beginning of the season. We're still in preseason. And morale dropped by like 20. Like we had by 10 one week, and then the next week it said morale was dropping even more because I didn't hit on my draft class sleeper, and then I didn't the next week I didn't allow a position battle or whatever. So it kept dropping, but he's really actually higher than this. And he was a 63 when I traded for him in year one. I got him up to over a 90. So this is my team. This is what I did with Malik Willis. Over 5,500 yards passing year one. Over 56 touchdowns passing to like 12 interceptions. And over like 1,400 yards rushing on the ground with him. It's all about skill and style of play. Overalls don't mean nothing. If you're here for the first time or you return in and you haven't liked or subscribed already, please do so. Click that notification tab so you can stay up to speed with more draft content, as I will have at least 2 to 4 more draft classes before the next Madden. Also, my Raiders rebuild, you can track that. I post all Madden 25 updates and also leaks for Madden 26. So, again, I appreciate you all for tuning in. As always, that's been my time. Till next time, peace.